Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lena and this is Library of Diamonds, and today's video is a WIP and chat. I decided to, I was starting to section my next section, but then I said, you know what, I'm gonna do all of this in camera because I just want to gush about the new things that I've gotten and how much I'm enjoying them. So first off, I'm working on DIY Delights, one of the new canvases that they have released. This is Gamer Bunny. I made an unboxing, but it's gonna go, I think, on Wednesday because it's already edited and uploaded. I think it goes up on Wednesday, but I already completed this. If you saw my kind of weekend vlog diamond painting, I completed this first row there. Oh, it's tricky because I cannot see this first row there. And also, I have simply gilded washi now. I am in love. So I'm using these ones to section off. So yeah, I just wanted to gush about my love of my new things, as I said. Other thing that is new for me, I use the washi to section off not to section, to put around the canvas. But I'm using a new putty that I am wanting to change today because I want to try a new scent. So let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and section this off just for you to see how I kind of do it. With ones that are like this, I've gotten more into measuring my sections. I didn't used to be a very precise or exact about it, but then I realized that I prefer to have, I don't like what sometimes happened where I would not section at all, and then I would end up with sections that were maybe too big, and I was like, oh, now I have to do it because if I section this again, then they will be too small, or on the contrary, that they ended up being just too small, as I said. But yeah, so there we go. We have the next row. This is only going to be 3 rows because, as you can see, this is a very baby. I love it so much. It looks so cute. This is such a baby canvas. So now I think I left a mark on the washi under here, or maybe I didn't. To know, I know it's half, and it's I think it's here. I think it's this one, but you guys, I need to measure it. I have become this person, and I'm not afraid to admit it. So yeah, it is 31, so it's 15.5, which is about, oh gosh, what? Yeah, 31, 15.5, 15 point, there we go. I hope that I can see that nick over there, but yes. And yeah, how are you guys? How are you? I didn't record a WIP and chat last week because, what am I doing? Because I don't know, I had a very uneventful couple of days after having a long weekend and enjoying that long weekend. I didn't really I didn't feel that I had much to say, and as I said, it was pretty uneventful, work and regular typical things happening, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too exciting. So yeah, that's what happens. And I find myself that I am still reusing as much washi as I can, even though I have this full haul box of washi. Is that normal? I know that I have all the washi that I can possibly want for about a couple of years now, I know. But I don't like the feeling of, being wasteful. This is so pretty. It needs to be used. I don't know. It might be a me brain, but a me thing of my brain, but yeah. Okay, there we go. Now let's cut this part. Now you can get to see how I section my sections in my canvases. Great. I'm not gonna start diamond painting just yet, but yes, as I said, it was pretty uneventful, and I didn't want to, I'm trying to be more gracious with myself. Is that the word? I don't know. More allowing. I don't know if I'm using the correct words, but I don't want to push myself to record something just to record something, and sometimes WIP and chats feel like that. I have been doing that for a while now, where whenever there's days for me to upload a video, I don't necessarily do it. Oh, this smells so good. this, I don't necessarily do it just because I really don't have anything to say about that day. So I'm changing also my putty. Like, look at how, oh, that's fantastic. I got sent, well, I purchased a few putties. The putties that I purchased originally were this one, minty watermelon. I also ordered hot chocolate with marshmallows, and I think it was snowy fairy tale. You know what? I thought that I was using minty watermelon, but no. This is the one that I was using, right? Ooh, and I actually uploaded a story saying that I had been using this one, but no, the one that I used was this. Oh gosh. Whoopsies. I need to correct that. If I remember, I'm going to be posting that. And also I have other putties. This is Alien. This is a sample of vampire blood. This is a peppermint latte. It smells fantastic. And right now I am between two. I don't know which putty to use. I am between two. My favorite putty so far of these ones that I got, this is my favorite one. Soft caramels. But also this one smells like manly perfume. But it, you know how there are some perfumes or deodorants that males use, you know, they're typically marketed for males. I've used them before whenever I feel like it, like my boyfriend wants, but some feel kind of cheap and like and others are like, wow, that smells really great. Well, this is it. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna use this. I'm really liking this putty. I am working on doing a full review of these because you know, I got sent a lot of these. Oh my god, this smells so good. I got sent a few of them by Painting Sparkles, but I honestly and genuinely already know some things that I love about this putty. I have not had much experience with many putties. That's also something that I need to be very clear about. But at the same time, like, now I feel that I don't have to because I really, really loved this one. And I'm gonna go, oh, this is really sturdy putty, which is something that I love about it. I forgot. Yeah, my idea was to try different putties. Like it's been a while since I've been wanting to try some different putties, but it's never been something that I was focusing on because I typically focus on getting more like diamond paintings. And if I get any accessories, it's going to be most likely like maybe either trays. Oh, it just smells so good, or pens or such. So yeah, and I use every little single bit of my putty. That's something that we do not waste in this household, in this diamond painting channel. Should I change? No, I was thinking about changing this one, but no, I think I'm gonna keep this one because this one I just added a few days ago. This one I had been using the same putty for about a week now, I would say, I think. And this one I refilled it with a new putty like 2 or 3 days ago, so I don't feel the need to change this in particular. So yeah. Sip of coffee, and I think I'm gonna get you a little bit closer, just for my own comfort as well. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I am okay with this arrangement. I think I'm only going to use this pen for now, at least. And let's start with it. Oh, I didn't take the other. Where did I leave the sticker sheet for these? Okay, yes. I was looking for the sticker sheet that was left because I have been putting the stickers into the bags as I've been using them. So there are still some stickers left in the sticker sheet, and I didn't remember exactly where I left it. I can stop spelling this putty. It's fantastic. Like I'm dead. But yeah, and I decided not to kit up because it's a small painting and there's a lot of areas that are very color blocky. So I know that I would not be getting annoyed by having to, you know, search for the baggies or any of that. And they are like in this place where like it's just like a kitchen container that's small enough, but it holds everything. So I knew I was not gonna struggle with that necessarily. And with these ones, I've actually been using a lot the key. I usually don't, but you know, with this one that I don't have visible all of the symbols, I prefer to go to the key and just see like roughly, like this is number 8. So I know that I don't have to be shuffling and I can find it in the very first, you know, that's the only reason that I think, at least for myself, I would use a key to diamond paint. But yeah, I was toying with the idea of purchasing another set of Elizabeth Ward. I was looking for the, well, Elizabeth Ward type containers. I was sort of, I've been going back and forth with it. Yeah, I've been going back and forth with it because I am trying to be very, very conscientious, very conscious about what I get. I already feel that I have too much, too many things. And I'm not saying diamond painting, but I'm saying like, I am starting to kind of see a lot of clutter. And, you know, all these little things, little by little, they add up and they create more clutter. And I am not a very typically organized person, you know, I think it doesn't come in my genetics or in my self, whatever that is. It just doesn't come with it. Like I know, and oh, what am I doing? I know how to be in a clean space. I typically, my spaces are always like clean. That has never been an issue. My issue is with the clutter. I tend to accumulate things, you know, just nicks and knacks that I don't throw away because it's like, I might use them for blah, blah, blah. And of course you never get to use them and they just accumulate. So that's something that I don't want to do. And a thought process, like one of the reasons that I would get another set of containers like that is because I really feel that I would benefit from the smallest containers. You know, right now as diamond paintings are coming out, you know, either these ones that are with a very small amount of colors or those diamond paintings that come with a lot of colors. And so a lot of colors, and not a very significant increase in the size of the diamond paintings. That just means that many of the colors are going to have a very small amount of drills. And yeah, I just want a new set that has the smallest ones. But yesterday I was looking on Temu where I got my Elizabeth Ward type containers, and I just started to put so many things into my cart where I went like, yes, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I was about to purchase everything and I added there like a few, for example, there are things that I know can be quite useful for me, such as, for example, another set of containers, but I don't added only one, I added 3 different ones because what if I need X amount of, and you guys, I don't need it. That's the thing. I know that I don't need it. I just want the convenience of it. And that's where I had to stop myself and look again at everything that was on my cart and see, okay, what do I actually need? And what do I feel that I need? And I consider to be very good with this type of impulse purchases or what can become impulse purchases. And I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to think on it. Other thing that I thought might be very useful was, I forgot what it was. Oh, a ceramic knife, because I have been using this little knife that I got at, I don't remember where. I think my boyfriend gave it to me. I don't know. But, you know, it's still working. So if it's still working, I shouldn't get another just because it looks prettier, because, you know, it was like ceramic pastel colors and whatnot. And that's kind of like the thought process that I go through when I see something that I think that I want or that I think that I need. Many times it's not a need. It's just, you know, the aesthetics of it. And that's completely fine if you're an aesthetics person, but I'm really not. You know, I sometimes say like, oh yeah, for the aesthetic or whatever, but it's just for that moment in time because I'm not going to be following up on that aesthetic. I'm not like that. I don't really know how else to explain it, but I couldn't care less. I honestly could not have care less. So what other thing was, oh, I was looking for those kind of like nail polish containers or storage. Like there's like a little stair. I was thinking about something like that for my washies, because, you know, as I said, I recently got a lot of Simply Gilded washies. They're 60 something, and plus the few that I have from my previous small amount. And I was like, no, those are sitting in a cardboard box. And, you know, use that cardboard box. Even if it doesn't look the prettiest, it's functional for now. You don't need that. You know, that's kind of like the thought process that I go through with each purchase. And I just want to be very mindful and conscientious. And also because I've been seeing a lot of videos about how 2025 seems to be for many people the year where they strive for under consumption instead of over consumption. And, you know, going into the year with low buy years or no buy years, where people make these lists of what they want to buy or what they are allowing themselves to buy. And I think it's a very interesting thing. Sometimes people don't even do it for a full year. Sometimes it's like a low buy or a no buy January, for example. And people have found, like, this, what I'm trying to explain right now, people have found this. It's just this impulse of you thinking that you might need something for the aesthetics or because everybody has it or because it's popular, when in reality, you already have a thing that works perfectly fine. It might not fit with the aesthetic, and if you want to go with the aesthetics, that's perfectly fine, but try to be more conscientious about it, you know? And I've always tried to be that way, but I still find myself wanting to do those impulse purchases and whatnot. And so for now, I decided not to get the containers, because that also can mean me being, you know, just kidding up more than I'm comfortable with. And then, yeah, the only reason, as I said, that I can justify, for me at least, buying extra storage system like the Elizabeth Ward type containers is the you know, getting another one, either the small one or the regular size one, to have extras of the smallest size of containers, because I know that might be useful. But I think that would be the only reason. And I think that if I end up purchasing anything, I will try to keep it just with one of those, you know, to have a lot of the smallest containers available. So that was kind of my thought process. But yeah, this overconsumption thing is something that really stresses me out, because we just get into a loop of, you know, it's so much more than just spending your money. It becomes like, we have spent, I don't know where I saw this, I don't remember really, but we have spent, like, in the last, I think it was like in the last 100 years, we have used resources that are equivalent to 1,000 years or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was or where I saw it, but I do remember that very clearly to be something that was like, oh wow. And I also saw a post on Instagram where it said, like, this fashion influencers were taking to Cambodia, where, you know, a lot of these clothing manufacturers are, and just to see the conditions of the workers, and also see some landfills of unused, wasted stuff. And I think it's going to be, or I don't know if it is, but I think it's like a sort of, not a reality, but yeah, it was just this program where they took these influencers there. And, you know, I just scrolled through the pictures, and just by seeing the pictures, I got overwhelmed. Like, that's just too much. And that's what I don't want to get. You know, I don't want to fall more into that. I like a lot, and I'm not saying that I am good at this or that I have done any of this, but I really like the idea of sustainability, you know, and it conflicts in a way, well, not in a way, it actually conflicts quite a lot with a hobby that uses a lot of plastic, and that, you know, sometimes we purchase a lot of and stuff. But I want to set my priorities straight. I understand that, yes, this is a hobby that might create a lot of plastic and a lot of that, but try to avoid that and do it in a way and make every purchase conscientious, not only as, and again, as I said, not only about the economic side of it, but the repercussions that this might bring, you know. Try to be very focused and try to avoid this impulse purchases as much as I can, and try to plan and work with what I have and not get new things just to get them or just because they're pretty. Yes, it's gonna hurt in the said time and moment, but a few months from now, whenever I go back to those things that I didn't originally purchase, I might still feel the, that little thingy where, oh, I wish I had them. But the feeling is not as strong. It's more like, oh, someday I might be able to have that. But it's not that urgent feeling of, I need it, I'll purchase it, I'm going to die if I don't have it. That thing of, I need to have it. That's kind of what I want to sort of erase, or not erase, but just decrease out of my vocabulary and my actions and my overall behavior, where, I just become more conscious about it. And also, on the other side, on the monetary side of things, yes, diamond painting is an expensive hobby, but at the same time, I think that I have my priorities straight, like everything's covered, everything is good to go. I don't really care about clothes. I don't really care about makeup, which are other two things that might be very expensive things to buy. Like just yesterday, I was thinking how these pajama bottoms, I remember that I got them when I made my Euro trip of 2019. And it's getting close to 6 years of me owning these pajama bottoms. And honestly, they're not going anywhere. Also, this sweater that I'm wearing is one of my favorite sweaters ever. And after this sweater, I think I've bought maybe a couple more sweaters, like 2 or 3. But I always end up coming to this sweater. And I've had it for about 4 years now, I think. And I'm not thinking about, just try to give things the life that they deserve. And even though it might not be within our possibilities to, purchase these things that are made to last and that, with recycled materials and such because they're more expensive, just try to give your things the life that they deserve. Take care of them. Don't buy things just to buy them to be replaced by something else in like a month or so. And I don't know. I think this falls a lot into my overall thinking ways because, as I said, I don't care about fashion or makeup or anything. And I was raised by a very feminine mother. And I also think that part of me thinking this way is, part of my personality and the way that I view things. Another thing is like this side of me that repels that sort of overconsumption behavior that I saw all my life and that I have now that I've seen replicated with certain people in my life that I don't appreciate. And just as they say, or just as they might think that diamond painting is a waste of money, then I go back to, well, it's a priorities thing, This brings me a lot of happiness. And yes, it might be me purchasing something that is going to last me only a couple of months. I don't know. I'm just really kind of confused in this tangled web of ideas where I think one thing, but then having this hobby makes me feel hypocritical in a way. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just rambling to this point, as I typically do. So let's change the subject to something a little bit better and a little bit happier, actually. So last week, I took another day off. I took Tuesdays off so that I could have like an almost a longer weekend. just because I was feeling like it. I've been starting to feel really overwhelmed with my job at the moment. I'm not loving it. I am not even enjoying it a little bit. And, you know, my brain is toying with the idea of going part-time instead of staying full-time for a couple of reasons. So I have thankfully, I don't depend only on that income. I have this side thing where I give appointments online that I've talked about enough here, usually in the WIP and chats. And that has been picking up quite nicely in the last few weeks. And I'm trying to make, well, I don't know if I could call it an experiment, but I'm trying to see how much, like if, you know, now that the appointments are picking up more, I'm trying to see if I can make like enough income to replace the income that would be enough, you know, basically to be able to go half time in my current job and not hate my life as much. I mean, I don't hate my life, but you know what I mean? Not dread going back to work as much, but not feel it in my finances. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to toy with that idea right now. And as I said, I'm trying to make this sort of an experiment to see what I can do in the month of February. Being the shortest month, like I have had a set amount of appointments that I would like to have. And that would mean that it's possible for me to do that. As I said, I'm still not sure of what I want to do, but you know, just the fact of having more free time and enjoy more of my free time, I don't know. It's so many things at once. You know, and at the same time, it's a thing of, well, the appointments picked up right now, but what if they go back to zero, like when you first started doing them? What if that happens? Then, like, it's tricky. It's tricky. I also am seeing, you know, trying to see if there's a trend of, if there's maybe a reason in particular why the amount of appointments that I'm able to have have increased. Maybe it was, I don't know, it's many things at once, as I said. But I'll try to manage that situation and ultimately decide what I want to do. Other thing that I thought about was, okay, just finish paying your debt, like your medical bills and your credit card, where you'll still have some pending balances. You know, just secure those payments, and then you can do that. You know, just to make myself feel a little bit safer with doing that. You know, not as, for it to be not as risky. So that's other thing. That's other kind of criteria that I'm taking into account. I'm tired of talking. I just had to take a sip of my coffee and, you know, lay back a little bit. Where was I? Oh yeah, so that's basically my thoughts 24/7. I mean, not 24/7, but a very good chunk of my time have been those thoughts. On a much happier note, as I said, I took off on Tuesday because my weekend is Sunday and Monday, so Tuesday just made my weekend longer. And on Wednesday morning, I went with my two best friends to, wait, what is this, 28? I mentioned earlier that one of my best friends recently had her baby, and I'm an aunt, and it's fantastic, really. It's fantastic. That baby is adorable. Like she's so adorable. But I don't know how it works in other countries, but at least here in Mexico, you like have the baby, you have the birth certificate, but you still need to go to some government places to register your baby. As I said, I don't know how this works in other places, but that's the way it is here in Mexico. And in order to do that, the person who is going to, the parents pretty much need to go and need to present some documentation, to prove that your baby is yours and that you had your baby, but also some witnesses are needed. And she asked me if I wanted to be one of her witnesses. And she also asked our other best friends. Like, we've been best friends since high school. That friendship started really, it started with me and my best friend for ages now. We've been best friends since we were 5. And right now I'm 31 and she's 30. So our whole lives, pretty much. We were in the same school. We're in a private school for our formative years since we were, like 5 or 6, I want to say, all the way to what would be considered middle school, I think. Like, we were 15 when we decided to each on our own. It was not like, let's go together to, no, it was like, oh, I'm gonna go to this high school, oh, I'm also gonna go to this high school. And so we both ended up going to that high school. And that high school, it's not like they let you choose, like, oh, I want to be in this classroom with this person. No, but you need to take an admissions exam. And with that admissions exam, you are kind of located in a specific group. Sometimes, I don't really know what it depends on the rest of situations, but I think it's just random. But with this admissions exam, they also kind of do this testing of who are the highest results, I would say, I think. And like, I have always been considered like a smart person, like academically a smart person, and my best friend as well. We always have had like good grades overall. And so when we took that exam, I remember that we took it together. Like, we went to take the exam together on the same day, the same morning and everything. And we were just, oh my God, imagine if we fail this exam. What are we going to do for the rest of our lives if we don't pass to this high school? Because going back to the private high school, because the school that we were, that was private, it also had a high school, but we loathed that private high school. So we were like, oh my God, we're gonna be like pariahs of society or something like that. And Holden, how was the way that it said Holden, behold? No, right? Well, whatever. But the first thing we were places, I think she was over all of the people that took that exam, that were about 1,000, I would think, or 1,200, something like that. I don't know. The acceptance rate is kind of high, but whatever. Like, out of those 1,000 or 2, I don't really remember how many they were, but out of all the people who took the test, I got 14th place and she got 5th place. So what that high school does in particular is that the first, I think it's 45 or 50 places, they get offered to be all in one group, like kind of like the quote unquote smartest people, like the people who got the higher numbers there, to be thrown into a group together because you are given extra classes. And we both got in there. And the funny thing is, one of the extra classes was English. And since our private school, like our previous school, private school, already taught everything in English, we already kind of knew, like, yeah. Because in that, they started from scratch, well, not scratch, but like they didn't start with colors, ABCs or stuff, but they started with the very basic stuff. But that's not the point. The point is that in that same classroom of the, smartest people, Rebecca, that's her name, was also accepted into that group. And later in our high school years, our duo of my best friend and me from all our life together became a trio. So we've been best friends, like I've been best friends with this first friend for 26 years. And we have both been best friends for the past 15 years. Oh my God, 15 years. Because we started that high school when we were 15 and now we're 30. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Yeah, and we were just joking. Don't you love it how I ramble to say something that, like, is... I'm sorry. Welcome. If you're new, welcome to my rambles. If you're not, thanks for staying. I guess you like my stream of consciousness that sometimes I feel that doesn't make sense. But yeah, the point is how while we were doing that process, this best friend, the best friend that was added to our small group of two, you know, the one that we've been best friends with for the past 15 years, she's the one that had a baby. And it was just like, one day you're meeting these two random weird people, and now you are officially a witness and forever in this baby's birth, thing, like forever. And it just, is this the grown friendship? Like, is this what being best friends in adulthood means? Because I think it does. I mean, that's the only experience that I have. I don't have many more friends in real life. The amount of friends that I have in real life are very limited. So yeah, I don't know. I just think about it and it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But yeah, that was something that happened last Tuesday. And yeah, honestly, other than that, nothing more eventful has happened. Today's Monday and we had a very chill weekend. Like, I spent my Sunday, like yesterday, I woke up really early for some reason. Oh yeah, I remember now why. I got woken up by my unbearable cramps, menstrual cramps. I got them I need to do another checkup. Like, I just recently did a checkup, but I need another one, I guess. Or we need to figure out what's going on because it's going crazy these past few cycles. The amount of pain that I'm in is just like very, very atypical. I am someone with a very high pain tolerance, range or whatever that's called. But these cramps have been just out of this world. And I don't understand it because I'm in treatment because I have a few things. So I'm in treatment for all of that, which should mean that my symptoms are not as strong, as bad. My pain is not as, but still, like, yeah, I take like, whenever this happens, I have, opioids. I don't take them in a regular basis. They're just as a kind of a rescue method, just in case, just because those can be quite dangerous. And I would typically use just like once or twice a year. They would be very rare for me to have these need of taking them. But in the past few cycles, as I said, on both of the last two cycles, I've had the need to use them. Like, that's how strong that is. And before that, like, I've been using them. I used them like in January and February. And before that, the last time that I had to use them was like, I want to say March of last year. So it was not like, oh, your body is getting used to them, so now you need more. No, it's like, it's genuinely, it was a nightmare. So I need to book an appointment with my gynecologist as soon as possible. I just don't know when I'm gonna have the time because I don't know. I'm just getting more flare-ups than I typically would. And sometimes this happens when there are very specific weather changes. More specifically weather changes, temperature changes. So that's kind of what's been going on as well. So it is kind of normal for me to, but it's different because usually my gynecology symptoms don't have anything to do with the rest. No, I was not talking about that. I was talking about my flare-ups. You see there, the brain fog is hitting hard today. But yeah, I've been having more flare-ups than usual, which is kind of miserable. That has also made my work feel more miserable, even on days where it's not like bad or anything and everything is just running smoothly, I'm having a hard time with those. But as I said, it's more because of how I feel physically, of these flare-ups that I'm having. Oh, it's so complicated sometimes. But yeah. You guys, I don't know what else I could tell you other than that. I think I was saying that just my weekend was pretty chill. Yeah, I spent my morning. I woke up. Yeah, that's where everything started. Oh my God. I started having my cramps like at 3:30 in the morning. And oh, this is confusing. No, this is not number 1. This is symbol 1. That's something that I don't like about this kit. So it's the 11. You know, symbol 1 is color number 11. Because, like, yeah. And I bet this color goes here. Let's see. Yeah, that color goes there. But I'm getting sleepy. So what I was saying, well, let me load something in here. Yeah, to my point. I woke up at about 3:30 and then I took some meds and it took a while for the cramps to go away. And by the time they went away, I was wide awake and it was nearly 5 a.m. So I said, you know what? If I'm already wide awake, I think I'm just gonna get up and do something. Wink, wink, diamond paint. And I started doing that. So I diamond painted all morning long. And after diamond painting all morning long, we had some like late breakfast, early lunch, I don't know. And then we just went to a sort of plaza or mall or shopping place because we were looking for something in particular. So we went to have like actual lunch there. We spent like a couple of hours. We came back. I was really tired because, as I said, I had woken up really early and I've been already woken up for about 16 hours when we came back. And so I took a nap. It was a kind of a short nap, about 45 minutes or so. And just, you know, spend some time cuddling and just watching some videos and, you know, just laying in bed for a little bit. And then I came back to diamond paint a little more. Then I did some dinner and there was that. As I said, pretty chill weekend. And now we're here. And now I'm thinking about also taking tomorrow off. But I think I'm going to hold for a little bit. I'm going to hold. Because sometimes it's just like this urgent feeling of, oh, I don't want to work. But I will try not to fall into my own mind games. Yeah, I think that I will spend the rest of the day, you know, alternating between diamond painting and doing some house chores, depending on how I feel. There's a lot of clothes that I need to fold. I hate folding clothes with a passion. But for now, at least, I'm going to focus solely on, as I said, diamond painting, maybe for the next 2 to 3 hours. And, you know, 2 to 3 hours doesn't mean clocking in 2 or 3 hours of diamond painting. Because I procrastinate a lot and I'm going to play in my phone and I'm going to go into a rabbit hole of this or other thing, as I typically do. But, you know, a couple of hours dedicated to whatever it is that I want to do alongside diamond painting. And yeah, tell me, guys, down below. I don't know, if you got to this point, which I hope that you do, you can leave me a comment saying if you have ever tried this shop before. You know, DIY Man Delights. I'm loving it. I'm just in love with them. I have more under my sleeve that you're going to be able to see in the unboxing. And this is definitely a place that I will keep on purchasing later down the line. So yeah, that is it for today's video. From me, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, a fantastic rest of your month of January, of February. Oh, and yeah, as I always say, do not forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye-bye.